If you've been in the online fitness industry for the last 10 minutes, you've probably heard that fatigue is killing your gains. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about all the ways that you should be managing your fatigue within your training, your nutrition, and your recovery, and how all of that will play a role in making sure you don't actually die because of fatigue. Let's get started. So when we're talking about fatigue, there are three types of fatigue that actually impact us as lifters. There's peripheral, spinal, and supraspinal. Peripheral is going to be fatigue that actually originates and generates inside the muscle itself, and it is going to be due to muscle damage, metabolite accumulation, and a couple of other factors. Spinal level central nervous system fatigue is going to be fatigue that is related to the muscle fiber the motor unit, which is the motor neuron and the muscle fibers that it innervates in repeated contractions through that motor unit, and then, through that nerve, which is then going to send a signal to the brain and dampen the signal sent from the brain, right? So the brain sends a signal to the muscle to contract, and the actual motor unit is going to dampen that signal, kind of turn it down because it feels threatened. And then supraspinal fatigue is going to be it's known as global or central fatigue. You've probably heard that before. And that is going to be related to the brain sensing all sorts of things in the body, things like fuel storage, so that's glycogen, blood sugar, things like that. It's going to sense inflammatory responses from training, muscle damage, metabolite accumulation, sensations. And so if you're feeling like a burning sensation in the muscle, any kind of like cardiovascular demand, anything that increases your perception of effort is going to influence your central nervous system fatigue, which then results in your brain dampening the signal that it sends down the motor neuron to the actual muscle, which again is not good because that's going to result in lower force output, which then causes less tension within the muscle, or it doesn't allow us to create sufficient tension in the muscle, which then reduces the growth stimulus from training. So how can we arrange our training, nutrition, and recovery in a way that prevents all of these types of fatigue? This video is for you. Let's get started. So starting with training, the first biggest thing you can do is eliminate junk volume. And so this is basically just defined as volume that is getting far into the diminishing returns territory. And so you're getting the most amount of stimulus you can possibly get practically, but even then you're still going beyond that for barely any added benefit. And so if you were to just take that extra volume, dump it, you would actually probably get more growth stimulus because you are taking some of that fatigue generated by those extra sets and throwing it in the trash so that the signal generated by the volume that you are doing is actually stronger. And so eliminating junk volume is the biggest thing you can possibly do in order to make your training less fatiguing. All of the other things are basically secondary. When it comes to reps, that's personal preference. As long as you can push yourself hard, I don't care if you're doing 10 reps, 4 reps, or 35 reps. I personally don't like going above 15 reps because I find that it's harder to gauge my proximity to failure, and I tend to quit the set before I actually get that involuntary slowing in contraction velocity. When it comes to exercise selection, again, I don't think that plays a huge role in fatigue. If you want to talk about like joint and connective tissue fatigue, then definitely choose exercises that are friendly to your joints. Other than that, if it comes down to like a leg extension versus a squat, I think both of those are fantastic options. It just depends on how you're programming it and how you are utilizing them within your program for your goals. Another thing is rest intervals. Basically just make sure you are resting enough between each set. You don't even really need to time it, but just make sure you're resting enough so that during your next set, you're not experiencing a rep drop-off that's more than about 10 to 20%. And so if you do a set, you rest, and then you're losing like any more than like 3 or 4 reps on that second set with the same weight, that's not a very good sign, and you might want to increase your rest intervals. And then when it comes to intensity, I would just keep it simple. You can leave a rep in reserve on kind of your bigger compound movements, and then you can take smaller isolation movements to failure. You can do some combination. And so what I like to do is I'll do the first set to 1 rep in reserve, second set to 0, and then third set might be 0 or failure. And so keep it simple. You can come up with any kind of combination you like, whatever works best for you. It really doesn't matter as long as every single set is within 0 to 2 reps in reserve. You do not have to take everything to failure. I don't recommend that. Keeping a rep in reserve is a very good idea, especially on those more fatiguing compounds. And so that's basically how I would manage fatigue. But again, when we're talking about the smaller isolation movements, especially for limbs, I don't think that you need to keep a rep in reserve. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Anyways, moving on to nutrition, basically just make sure you're eating enough calories. That's going to be the best thing to improve your recovery. Protein, again, that's going to help with muscle protein synthesis, keeping that fire going, making sure that you actually are growing and recovering from your training. Carbohydrates, those are going to be fatigue resistant, and so that's pre intra and post-workout. I have a whole video covering exactly those topics. I'll put it here, link in the description, link is somewhere. But pre, intra, and post-workout nutrition are going to be huge for preventing fatigue. And then when it comes to recovery, there are a few things that I can think of that will actually help prevent fatigue. So number one is sleep. Again, just make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Anything in there is pretty good. I mean, look at averages, of course. Don't, like, one bad night of sleep isn't gonna kill your fatigue. You don't need to take a rest day or anything like that. Just go based off of feel. Make sure your quality is pretty decent. You wanna aim for 2 hours of deep sleep, 2 hours of REM. I mean, it's hard to do. Make sure you have good sleep hygiene, and so you're not like staring at your screen before bed. Maybe invest in blue light blockers. Reading or journaling is great before bed, kind of helps the brain wind down. Cut off water like 3 to 4 hours before bed. No caffeine 12 hours before bed. Those are some easy things you can do. Stress, I mean, just keep stress minimal. If you have a stressful life, stressful job, I mean, there's only so much you can do to prevent that, but I don't know, just be zen, trust God. That's what I do. I trust God, trust Jesus, He's with you, and I guess just try to eliminate stress as much as you can. Eliminate unnecessary stress, that's a huge one. This one sounds kind of obvious, but it's just to take rest days. So whatever split you have, make sure that it accommodates rest days. Upper, lower, and full body are really, really awesome splits because they kind of allow you to take rest days whenever you want. Like if you do have kind of a busy day and you can't train, you can just train the next day. Upper, lower, and full body, again, are really great for that because they're very lenient. You can kind of customize and spread them out in your week however you want. And so, but just make sure generally you are taking rest days. Training every single day is just not a very good idea because that fatigue from each training session, even if it's a different muscle group, will still accumulate throughout the week. And that could lead to poor training performance later in your mesocycle. That is it. That is fatigue management. Anything else beyond that is going to affect fatigue in such a minuscule way that I'm gonna leave it up to you. Like if you come up with a fatigue management strategy and it doesn't cause you any excess stress, go for it. But if there's a fatigue management strategy that someone is telling you to do and it's causing you stress, I mean, just think about that. That is completely counterintuitive. It doesn't make any sense. So guys, keep it simple. Stick to these bigger, overarching things when it comes to fatigue management. You don't need to manage every little thing. Fatigue is a part of life. I mean, we're humans. We're living in this crazy, chaotic, complex world. Fatigue is gonna happen. It's not the boogeyman, it's inevitable. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a great day. See ya.